Hello, how you guys doing? Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. I just want to say rest in peace to Darius and his family. We have to talk about it. It's one of our own. Our son, our brother, has been taken out too soon. He was 16 years old a week before he turned 17. And guess what? They had the funeral on his 17th birthday you know? And this happened the night after prom. He went to junior prom at 16 and he left there. And next thing you know, it was group of cars that I guess they were following him and they were on the side of him and they ambushed him, and he's not here anymore. His father and his mom is speaking out and they want to let you guys know they're putting a bounty on the person that did this. They said they're offering $20,000 if you guys know any information about this young guy's death. You know, the father speaks out, and I will show you guys video later on today on this live. But first, I just want to say how you guys doing? What's going on? I'm glad that you guys are here to talk about this. I know you guys been wanting me to do more true crime story, so here we are talking about real stories in our communities dealing with crime. All right, so the father also says that he wants things to change about the laws surrounding with guns because he said this happens too often. He also want to let you guys know that his son was not involved in any gang activity. He was not involved in the wrong crowd. He was a good student. His future was bright. I believe he excelled in football, basketball, and track. So he had a bright future. And come to find out, they say he didn't even want to go to the prom. Nope, it was a last minute situation. He didn't even want to go to the proms. I don't know. Something about him just said, don't go to the prom. But I guess last minute, I don't know if it was his friends or a girl that he's into that got him to go to this prom. And when he went to this prom, after the prom, that's when they got him and they took him out of here. It is a tragedy. And I wanted to talk to you guys about it. And let's talk. They said this crazy, an eye for an eye. I don't know about an eye for eye because Darius, he was innocent. He didn't do anything. You know, he did not do anything. He was targeted. And that's just sad that you have young black men in our community that is doing the right thing. They're going to school, they are not involved in a gang, but yet this is what they're saying. The reason why he was targeted because people was jealous. They were jealous that he was, had a bright future and this is what I'm hearing. The reason why they wanted to take him out is because they were jealous. Now, to me, I feel like anybody that's going to be jealous of you is going to be someone that's close to you. It's never going to be people that you don't know or people that's so far. It's always your inner circle. So I say check there. Check with the best friend. The If he had a girlfriend or dating a girl, her ex-boyfriend or her other boyfriend. I mean, it's always circle back close. It's never far. So let's get into it. Any thoughts before we start? If you guys can like this video, I would really appreciate it. Let's get the likes up. All right. So I'm going to bring this up here so you guys can see parts of the video. Are you guys there? Press 2 if you guys can hear me, just to make sure I'm not here by myself. Okay. Let's get these likes up. All right, here it is. So I'm gonna do this, bring this up here. I want to put it right here. All right, so going back here, I can't play the audio because of music, but this is Darius. This like the last day. So you guys know he got killed the night of his prom, junior prom. So of course they're gonna have photos of the day. So it's just wow. This is the last day they seen his son. So let's get back to the story. I'm going to rewind a little bit here. Let me do it like, give me 1 second.
But I just pray that if you know anything, anybody, friends, anything, to please speak up on my baby's behalf.
This is the story of a 17-year-old star athlete who was shot dead on prom's day. Darius Bryant, a popular student, was leaving prom with his friends when he was ambushed by people who envied him, shooting and killing him right there on the spot.
His birthday is Saturday, and that's what make it even tough. The kid was about to turn 17, getting into the prime of his life, and he was just robbed short.
Darius, who played basketball, football, and even ran tracks, was envied by a lot of friends, meaning he had a lot of people who wanted his position. On this fateful day, officials say shots rang out from two separate vehicles near Macon Road and Lakeshore Road. While officials were on scene, they found the vehicles that had gunshot defects to them and two individuals inside each car suffering from gunshot wounds. Why would anyone target this talented young man? Let's find out.
Dear God, grant me the strength I need to continue on this journey. Give me hope and endurance in the face of difficulty. I rely on you, God.
So I got to watch because of the music, but to let you guys know, he was a prayer warrior. He was a Christian. He was a Christian. He prayed to God. And it seemed like good boys that are Christian, they are targeted. Like
Columbus, Georgia. Columbus, Georgia is a vibrant southern city located in western Georgia on the state's shared border with Alabama. Columbus, Georgia has a higher crime rate than the national average, particularly for violent crimes. In 2023, the city experienced a violent crime rate of 630 incidents per 100,000 residents, which is 70.4% higher than the national average. Darius Bryant, also known as DB, was born on April 27, 2007. He was a week away from celebrating his 17th birthday before the tragedy occurred. Darius was born ready. He was competitive and destined to be a great athlete. Darius came from a decent family. He was well loved by his mom and dad. Darius was very talented. He attended the Manchester High School and he was part of the Blue Devils football team. He played various sports. He played football and was very good at it.
His helmet, flag comes out as he reaches the 8.
Darius Bryant deciding to keep the ball out on the edge, getting upfield here. Good blocking out on the edge right there. Sees that green grass, cut back to the field. Right there, I think they're going to call at the last moment right there.
Darius played basketball too, which he excelled in. He also ran track and field. Darius excelled in all these sports. Darius Bryant had just placed first place in the high jump at the Region 6 track meet. He was a 2x region champion. He received an offer from Georgia State College, including about 3 or 4 college offers. When it was time for prom, Darius did not want to go, but he made a last-minute decision to be in attendance, which ended becoming a very fatal decision. He dressed up and was so fly, not knowing that would be the last day for him. Event went well and he enjoyed every bit of it. When it was time to head home, he got into the car with his friend and headed home. Unfortunately, he would not make it home because some group of guys drove next to his car and fired rounds.
Okay, this is what I want to know. What's up with this friend, huh? What's up with this friend? Now, usually, you go to prom with a girl, but I understand. But I want to know, did the friend die too? Or the friend was alive? I'm not trying to blame the friend, but what do you guys think? What do you guys think the best friend would know people that might be envious of his best friend? Press 1. Press 2 if you feel like the best friend have nothing to do with it. Don't you start your stuff, Gigi. Don't start, Gigi, because you know how you can get, okay? I want to know, what are your thoughts? What's going on with this best friend that went to junior prom with him? Okay. They went to junior prom together. And I'm not saying they're gay. I'm not saying that. I've never back in my day, I'm old. And men wasn't going to prom with, boys wasn't going to prom with boys, but everything is nice. But he knows something. Okay, so you say he knows something. Then they wear colors, pink and red. And it seemed like it was kind of coordinated. I don't know. Lord have mercy. What do y'all think about this? 1 and 2, you never know. Something ain't right with the best friend. Don't y'all want to know what the best friend know? Why the best friend didn't get killed? If they doing all that shooting randomly, why didn't the best friend get hit too? All right, let's play.
He got into the car with his friend and headed home. Unfortunately, he would not make it home because some group of guys drove next to his car and fired rounds into the car, striking Darius. When officer arrived at the scene, they found 2 vehicles, each with a gunshot victim inside the vehicle. Bryant was rushed to the hospital where he died just before 1 a.m. at Piedmont Hospital.
One of the victims from this weekend's violence was 16-year-old Darius Bryant, who died Saturday night in Columbus. Bryant, who was in town for prom, was a student at Manchester High School. News Leader 9's Amaya Graham sat down with his father.
So I want to know too, that best friend that wore the pink, I wonder, because they said Darius did not want to go to that prom. Did the best friend with the pink on was like, come on, man, you got to come to the prom. Come on, man. Come on to the junior prom. Come on to the junior prom. I think the best friends was jealous. I don't know. I'm just saying, it's always the ones close to you that's jealous of you the most, but let's go.
Manchester High School officials described Darius Bryant as someone who excelled both in athletics and academics. His father tells me he was a well-liked kid who was very humble.
My son, even though he was celebrating prom Saturday, his 17th birthday is this Saturday. So that really sucks the day that this happened.
Early Sunday morning, a shooting occurred at the intersection of Lakeshore Drive and Crystal Drive in Columbus. When officers arrived, they found 2 victims in separate cars suffering from gunshot wounds after authorities say a 3rd vehicle rode by, shooting into the other 2 cars. 16-year-old Darius Bryant died at a local hospital. The other victim, Clarence Favors, was rushed into surgery. Bryant's father, Katarsman Bryant, says it's heartbreaking. His son's life was cut short due to gun violence.
It's sad. I think some laws need to be changed. I think some politicians need to start paying attention to what's happening and act like they really care. We definitely got to do something about the gun violence because it's getting out of hand, way out of hand.
Bryant's father says his son was a humble kid who was a homebody.
He didn't party. He didn't go out much.
Okay, this is what I'm curious about too. Why don't we know who else died? Don't you guys think it would help if we find out? They said it was 2 cars, and then the 3rd car with all the pow ran and took out the other 2 cars. So who was the other person? Did the other person in the other car die? Did the best friend have any injuries? Why isn't the best friend speaking out? All these parents speaking, I'm sure probably the best friend parents like, you better not say nothing, especially if it's a hit and they wanted to take that boy out. Maybe you're going to be next if you get on the news talking anything. You know how parents are, overprotective of their own. I don't know, but definitely it's something fishy. And the father said he's going to give you $20,000. If you know who was behind Darius' demise, the father is willing to pay $20,000 for information. Let's go.
Actually, he wasn't even planning on going to the prom. That was a last minute decision that he decided to go. So, I don't know about the perpetrators, but the victim in this case definitely is not a street gang or he's not affiliated with any of that.
When Darius Bryant Also better known as DB, wasn't at home. He played football, basketball, and ran track at Manchester High School, leading 2 teams to championships. His father is the defensive coordinator for the football team. He says his son had a bright future ahead of him.
You took a life of somebody that, that didn't deserve this. Nobody really deserves this, but this kid definitely is not, one of the street thugs or however you want to categorize them. So you hurt a community, you hurt a family, you took a brother, you took a son, and, you left a lot of people hurt. So they're definitely coming for you.
His dad and mom had a lot to say after his passing.
That's his mama.
Today is a rough day. All my days are rough, to be honest. But I'm coming on here to plead to anybody who knows anything about the murder of my son, Darius Bryant, to please come forth. You can call anonymously to Detective Roy Green in Columbus, Georgia. But I just pray that if you know anything, anybody, friends, anything, to please speak up on my baby's behalf, because Darius did not deserve this at all. We should not be grieving my child. If you came into contact with that, you know how good of a kid he was. And if you loved him and you know anything, please speak up.
All right. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that these guys are going to speak up? I'm assuming they said guys rolled by and did the shooting. So I'm assuming there's more than one guy in that car that was shooting the firearm. Usually when they do their crimes, they're in gangs. There's 2 or 3 or 4. You know how they roll. And they made sure they didn't get the best friend, but they got Darius. And why would they get Darius? It wasn't like they tried to rob anybody. They didn't take anybody's car. They didn't take anybody's jewelry. They wanted to kill. They wanted to kill him, right? Did you hear anything about a car missing, jewelry missing? Did you hear anything about that? So I have no idea. They're saying speak out, please speak out. And in this day and age and the street mentality about snitches, so it's gonna be an uphill battle to fight to find the truth. But let's keep going.
Please speak up. And to those that did this to our boy, I pray for you. I pray that God delivers you. I pray God takes you out of that dark space that you're in.
Bless her heart. She's sitting up here praying for the person that killed her son. I mean, that got to be a lot of strength. You got to be a lot of religion to want to pray over the person that killed your son purposely. They didn't kill him because of self-defense. They targeted him and they took him out just 16 years old, the night of his prom, a week before he turned 17. Okay. So would you guys be praying for your son's killer? Press 1 if you like her, you gonna pray. Press 4 if you're not gonna pray. I'll be honest, I'm not about to pray for demons. No, 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 no. But she has the strength. And I feel like these boys are looking at her and they're laughing at her. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about God. They already know where they're going. They already on demon time. They already sold out and loyal to Satan. So they don't care. They up here laughing, mocking her, talking, making threats on the next boy they're gonna take out, talking about, I'm gonna have your mama crying on the news. Okay, that is what they're doing. They don't care. They're not, this is not gonna move them one bit. Now, the best friend, do you think the best friend, when he sees this, if he knows more information, do you think he's going to feel some type of way? I don't know. I don't know what type of best friend he is. I have no idea.
And I pray for you. I just pray for you. I pray for whoever did this to our boy. And for all y'all young people out there who want to use guns as a way to intimidate others or as a power trip, there's other ways to handle anything. You taking the lives of other people, that is not cool. That is not the way to handle things. Not the way at all. And I pray for those of you that's out there that's using guns and have used them. I pray that your family never have to be in this position that we're in right now.
Oh, I feel sorry for her. In my opinion, I feel like she lives a different reality than the thugs that took her son away. I don't think they live that reality. I think that they see life as they don't care. They ready to die. Most of these street thugs, they ready to die. They're not afraid of death like you are. You're scared of death, but they're not afraid of death. They willing to make the risk. They don't care, and they get off on having bodies. They celebrate death. They celebrate taking people life away. They get more they feel more of a man when they have bodies under them. So I know you guys talking about, you guys, you shouldn't use the pow. That's what they're gonna use. Man, they got switches. These young YNs, what they call them, young niggas, YNs, they got switches. And you know what them switches for? Them switches not for defending themselves. Them switches for taking down any body that they see as a op, young or old, majority black. If you disrespect them, if you got something they want, if they don't like you for whatever reason, if you talk smart to them, they want to use their power. They want to enforce their power. It makes them feel more macho. It makes them feel more they on a bully mode. And you can hear it all in the music that they celebrate. They tell you who they are. They don't hide it. And I think this family is a more of a Christian family, conservative family, just into sports. And they say he's a stay-at-home kid. He's not into a lot of this foolishness. So their lifestyles and their perspective is so different. And I think she's talking to people, I guess, even though she says she's talking to those boys, but man, that's like talking to a brick wall. But the message she's putting out, I'm sure other parents that feel like her can take. But a lot of these boys that's probably like that, they probably don't got no mama. They probably like, who gives a care about you? My mama ain't shit for me. I don't give a damn about you, because they be having, like they said, jealousy bent up in their heart. So they going to take you out, So you guys got to be careful where you guys go, your surroundings. I wish I had more information about the best friend that went to junior prom with them, but I guess everything is limited. But let's continue on.
I pray. I pray that you all don't have to be in this position, your family. But, I'm just pleading right now on behalf of my son and my family. Anybody that knows anything, please speak up.
Got a couple announcements to make before, first of all, for this video to reach some people that may not know my son's story. His name was Darius Bryant. He was gunned down April the 20th, 7 days before his birthday, on his junior prom. Him and his friends was leaving the junior prom, having a good time, and he was gunned down in a senseless act. It's hard. It's been hard for us. It's been hard for the community. It's been hard for his mother, grandmother, cousins, teammates. Me as a coach, it's hard every day to go and coach up the boys and without him being there, that is hard for me to get up every morning and tackle that task. But the kids give me strength. Watching them play and seeing them compete, it gives me strength to keep going. Like everybody else say, I know Daryus would have wanted me to continue to coach, and so for that reason, I'm gonna try my best to continue to push forward. Daryus was like, again, for these people that don't know him, Daryus was a hell of an athlete. Had just won the state in high jump as a sophomore, and he was on his way to defending that title again and won the region. And before this senseless crime happened, he had several offers for football, Georgia Southern, Georgia State, University of South Florida. Had some interest from Duke. Had some interest from Duke. Great coaches up there. Guys came down and presented us with a very nice picture of Daryus with a Duke uniform on. Forever grateful for that. But had a very promising future. Fathers, where y'all at? Where we at? I mean, have we gotten to the point where we're allowing the kids we're allowing our kids to do this in the streets openly now?
They don't got no fathers.
Like, we all have done stuff as a kid, but we at least tried to hide it from our parents. These kids on social media, brandishing weapons, in videos, brandishing weapons. What are we doing? What are we doing to stop that? Don't wait until you're in my position. Don't wait until the law have to straighten them out and you getting life in prison. Don't wait to that. Like, fathers, we got to step back up. We got to take control of this situation, because it was at one point when it was street on street crime. Now this crime, this senseless, these killings are reaching out to kids now that don't want to have no part of that life. As my son was, didn't want to have no part of that life, didn't have no part of that life. You can't find a video or a picture on Facebook where he's taking a picture, or any social media for that matter, where he's taking pictures with guns or walking around with a gun in his pocket. You're not gonna find that. Like, we're starting to lose
Wow. Did you hear that? He said, these boys are going after men that's not even in that lifestyle. So, people, I'm starting to think, do you guys think the best friend was in that lifestyle? If he wasn't in that lifestyle, do you think his best friend was in that lifestyle that he went to prom with, that was in that car with him? Do y'all think he was in that lifestyle? Press 4 if you think he was in that lifestyle and maybe they were trying to come for him and ended up hitting the best friend. What do y'all think? Press 10 if you feel like maybe not, maybe it was intended for him. Because it don't make sense, right? If he's not in that lifestyle, you know.
Kids that got a future, that's trying to make it out, that's trying to do something positive. That's where we're at now. We're losing those type kids. I've befriended a couple of people when this happened to me that I realized, they was in the same situation.
All right, so I'll give you guys a latecomers a recap. I need y'all to get up in here faster, okay? So he is talking about his son. His son passed away at 16 years old. He went to prom, junior prom, with a male best friend. His best friend is a man. The best friend wore pink and white, and his son wore red and white. They both wore suits. They went to prom. And then after prom, they were leaving and a car pulled up and started shooting. And they shot his son, and his son is dead. And this is a week before his 17th birthday. Okay. So he died prom night, 7 days before his 17th birthday. He was not a street kid. He had no association with street. He had a bright future in sports, football, basketball, track. He had plenty of offers from so many different colleges to play for them. He was not in a street person. He was not an outside person. He was an indoor person. And he didn't even want to go to prom. He made a last minute decision to go. Okay. So that's the update of this case.
I am in. They reached out to me, and a young lady from Jacksonville, Florida, Yolanda Fields, lost her son, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 3 hours after he graduated, went to a graduation party and was gunned down, had several offers to play football. Senseless acts. Kids with future. Another guy, Braxton Coles, I think it was his son, if I got it correctly. Son had several offers. I think they was from Texas out there that reached out to me, and lost his son at I want to say a graduation party. I'm not 100% sure, but had several offers. Heck of an athlete.
This happened in Georgia.
Gunned down. It's crazy what the times that we're living in, and we're not doing anything about it. We got to step up. Parents, we got to step up. We got to step up. You got to start back disciplining your kids. Don't let street justice or the police have to discipline your kid, because again, it's starting to take effect on the kids that don't want no part of that life. You're taking innocent kids' lives that don't want no part of that life, and it's sad. It's sad where we are as a community right now. Talk to Brother DeMarco Mitchell all the time about this same stuff. Like, what can we do? Well, we got to do something. I mean, we got to do it fast. Too small of a community around here for this kind of stuff to be happening. But I pray that he get justice, which he will get justice, because they know exactly who did it. They ain't telling me, but they know. So it's coming. But
so the father sounds like he knows something. Press 2 if the father sounds like he knows something. He says, he's what he said, it's gonna get justice. He said they know, but they just not telling him. Who is they? Who is they know? So it sounds like the father knows a lot more than he's willing to tell. Just by that statement alone, it sounds like he know his son was targeted. What do you guys think?
I think my patience starting to run thin. You know, if anybody got any information, you know, right now I'm willing to pay 20,000 right now, and hopefully I can get some people to fund this DB2 Foundation. That's just out of my pocket. If you have any information, you can call Detective Green at 706-225-4261. I don't want to wait no longer. I need something to happen now. It was 3 months yesterday that my son lost his life, and you know, as a father, I was supposed to protect him. You know, and I didn't. I wasn't able to protect him. So that kind of touched me. That kind of bothered me. That I wasn't there to protect my son. And this is my way of trying to get him justice. Any kind of information that you got that'll lead to an arrest and conviction, I'm gonna start the bid at 20,000 out of my own pocket to put toward it.
They made sure his legacy is not forgotten by starting a foundation for him.
Lord, you're the only one that can do it.
All right, so I can't play this type of music. I'm not sure what they're showing. Okay, the news article. Let's look at the news.
And friends were finally able to say their final goodbyes to him.
Athlete to rest earlier today. The teen shot and killed in Columbus a week ago. Today, he would have celebrated his 17th birthday. News Leader 9's Khalees McGee covered the homegoing celebration and has more on the impact of his tragic death.
Leverett Hill Baptist Church was standing room only as his family, friends, teammates, and more said their final goodbyes. 16-year-old Darius Bryant was who some called a champion, and it was clear that he will forever be remembered by the Manchester community.
It's like a stab in the chest.
A feeling shared by many who knew 16-year-old Darius Bryant and attended what family members called the fourth quarter homegoing celebration Saturday. He was found in a car in Columbus suffering from gunshot wounds on Macon Road after leaving prom. Bryant later dying at a local hospital. April 27th, the day of his funeral, he would have turned 17.
It's hard to think like anybody would want to see their next birthday.
Instead of candles and cake, his family and friends wore their blue and whites for a final goodbye.
Well done.
A heavy weight of grief could be felt and seen throughout the room for a young loved one gone too soon. Chaplain of the Manchester football team remembering the track runner, football and basketball player.
Empty and crushed. Yes. DB deserved only the best because he was the best. Amen. Respectful, loving, kind, funny, a true competitor.
Several of his teammates recalling happier time.
I've been knowing since we were little, like day one, like growing up, ever since pre-K.
There's nothing wrong with DB. Anytime you come up to him, he's always welcoming you with open hands.
And although he's gone, his teammate says he will continue what Bryant started.
I miss you, bro. Hey, I'm doing it for you, bro. I swear. I promise you, I got you, bro.
We do hope this video can be helpful. If you have any information, do not hesitate to call.
Did the best friend speak? Why ain't that best friend that went to prom? Why he ain't speaking? But comment. I want to know what you guys think. Did you guys enjoy me doing this true crime story? Do you guys want me to do more true crime stories? If you guys would like me to do more true crime stories, please press 4. All right. Comment, let me know how you guys feeling about it. What questions or concerns do you have about this story? All right. Yes, Dior, they had a bright future cut too soon. That is very suspicious. Yeah, of course it's suspicious because we don't know everything. All we know is a little bit. Someone passed away. Yeah. All right. Well, tomorrow I do my best to bring you guys some more true crime. All right. Well, I'm going to get on out of here. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.